Be the change. Esther Hicks says, there is no condition that you cannot modify into something more. Any more than there is any painting that you cannot repaint. There are many limiting thoughts in the human environment that can make it seem that these so-called incurable illnesses or unchangeable conditions cannot be changed. But we say that they are only unchangeable because you believe they are. How convenient. I believe in you. I believe. So the beliefs that we hold, they have so much power. It's like whatever it is that you believe, that's going to come true. Which is another reason why it's such a great idea to be a good manager of your mind. Because now you can weed it out. You can weed out the things that you believe in. It can be old belief systems. It can be how you see the world. Is life like only hard, or is life a dance? Like different ways of seeing things. How do you view the world? How do you, what kind of disempowering state are you in? Are you in depression? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling lonely? Are you feeling anger? Are you feeling resentment? All that stuff. Old story. What do you tell yourself about your life? So in my situation, I am working on rewriting my story because I always felt like a victim, because I was a victim for a while, victim of abuse. And so I still believe that I'm a victim, which I'm not. Now I'm an adult, and it's different, right? So then the beautiful thing is that you can change it. You can change it, and now you can believe something else, and then it will change everything around you. And it's well worth it, because you have to be here on planet Earth anyway, and you might as well try and enhance the experience the best you can. That's my opinion, my humble opinion. So, Spirit, what is the overall weather for this reading today? Breathe. Oh, breathe. Yep. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Take a deep breath. Let out all the stress. Breathe in. And when you breathe in, just let go of everything. Let your breath just fill it up without any restrictions. And whatever restrictions you feel when you're breathing, and whatever your body is moving, whatever restrictions you feel, just hold your focus there for a little bit, and then allow it to let go. And then you breathe, and then you free yourself from tensions. It can be tensions like just stressful going to the grocery store, so you hold the tensions. It can be so many different ways, little tensions that they sit in our system without we thinking about it. So when you breathe, when you sit down and you breathe for a little bit, it's an opportunity to let go of the daily stress. Okay. We all have our mind. Some of us are out of our minds, and some of us are completely in our minds, and some of us don't mind at all. So we have our mind, body, and soul. Relinquish self-importance. Don't take anything personally. Don't take anything personally. If you understand, if you feel confident with yourself, and you're okay with who you are, like faults and everything, and you're okay with who you are, and then you understand that the things that are being said, they come from unconscious minds, people who are unconscious of even always being in their minds, and whatever they tell you, then you take it personally because a part of you believe in it. But when you understand that it's okay to be imperfect, that's perfectly fine. We all have things to work on. And then you can relax with that, and then you can also understand that whatever is being said to you comes from unconscious minds. So don't take it personally. This is why they say you can be immune to poison walking through hell if you don't take anything personally. We got a dog with loyalty and determination. And grounding. Grounding, grounding, grounding. One of the reasons I like to sit on the floor is because it's grounding. And before in my life, I was so in my mind, always in my mind, that and outside of this whole body, I just moved outside. It was too painful in here. So I moved outside, and I like to sit on the floor because it gave me a certain feeling of grounding in that scenario. And now I'm just used to it. So, mind, body, soul, breathe, breathe, mind, hermit. Now this is my favorite. I love the hermit. 6 of Wands. The Fool. I love the Fool too. Setting out on all kinds of journeys. Got the 2 of Wands. Planting seeds. 10 of Pentacles. Wonderful. 2 of Pentacles. So we got some victory in here. We got some solitude, taking your time out. Got some delegation, putting things into motion from that great idea that you had now. Time to put it into motion. We got some victories here. Some actually, what's it called? Appointments from others. No, attention from others, people outside of yourself. They might come in and say, oh my goodness, you did such a good job here. We want to give you this. And you'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And then 10 of Pentacles. so that's great. And then we got the Fool setting out here, and we got the balancing act. Maybe you have a lot of things going on, which we all do. Like, this is one of the biggest surprises to me working in the grocery store, is to see how dang much everybody's working. Oh my goodness. I'm just blown away by the amount of jobs that people have, the amount of hours that they work. And it's a lot. Okay, we got breathe. We got truth. Hide. No one can hide from the truth, you know. Breathe. Patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without air. So, and the grounding card, slow down. So this is kind of a reading saying slow down. Take your time, slow down. Make sure that you stop to smell the roses, is what they say. And don't rush into things, rush out of things. This is a very chaotic time for all of us. Like Christmas time is, yeah, it's joyful with the kids and all that when you have like this whole thing. But the run up to it is, when I see people in the store, they're like, a lot of them are just stressed out, right? So it's a stressful time for a lot of people. It's very stressful. It's very expensive, stressful, and a lot of pressure, like peer pressure and all that stuff. And this reading is calling for grounding. Grounding, breathe, find your own truth. The Hermit, going within. So in our mind, don't take anything personally. Relinquish self-importance. Personal importance, or taking things personally, is the maximum expression of selfishness, because we make the assumption that everything is about me. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I am so offended. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. I'm so offended. So yeah, everything, we make it all about us, all about me. And you know, the funny part is that most people, they do that same thing. So then everybody's walking around thinking that everybody else is thinking about them. And nobody's really thinking about anybody else than themselves for a lot of us. So that's funny. That's funny. And then going within, the Hermit, introspection. What does it mean? What does it mean? So the Hermit, for the most part, For the most part, we are just walking around in always consumed by something that we're doing. So we have something we have to do, there was something we did, and there's always something going on that we have to attend to. And so the hermit shows up. The hermit is asking you, if you have a busy schedule, you're like, I can't just sit on a mountaintop and don't talk to anybody. What the heck? I have 5 kids, and I got a husband, and I got things to do, bills to pay, and meals to cook. And that's fine. Like, that is the reality for a lot of people. And so what about if you can just do half hour? Just put out maybe half hour. Maybe you can get up in half hour earlier in the morning. Maybe you can just set off a half hour time that you can just create a space in your house, or you can go somewhere, maybe to the beach, or if you don't have a beach, maybe a mountain or whatever, out in nature somewhere. And just take a little bit of time out where you focus on your breathing, and just do half hour where you just focus on your breathing. And you're going to notice so many emotions that you don't typically think or know that are there. And they might be driving your life, like unconscious, like undercurrents of feelings that we don't know that we have them. So Esther Hicks is saying that you can change everything if you change that undercurrent of feeling. But how are you going to find that feeling if you're always so busy? You don't have time to sit down, and you always go on the go. From when you wake up in the morning, you ding, and then you write on the schedule and you have to get everything done, and you barely have time for your coffee. And then you rush out the door and you run around all day long and being stressed out, talking to people, blah, blah, blah. And then, oh no, why would I do that? Why did I say that? That was so weird. How could that happen? And all that stuff is going on. And so all day long, and then you sit down at night and you're like, oh, I'm so tired. And then you have a bad night, because now all this stuff that was going on throughout the day is like still going around in circles in your mind. Ooh, 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 ooh. And there you are, all tired. So if you can, during all that day, take a half hour where you just sit, breathe, no planning, there's nothing to do, you haven't been anywhere, there's no past, there's no future, there's just this moment, that's it. And you just sit there and immerse yourself in the moment, just being. And then you can go about your day. And the more that you can find that little inner stillness of being in everything that you do, when you wake up in the morning, instead of being like, ding, now I'm on the clock, I barely have time for coffee. Maybe you'll be like, ding, take a breath, it's a new day. Now I'm gonna try and be present as much as I can throughout this day. So then you stretch out a little bit, stretch out the sleepy body, and then you get out on your feet, get a little movement there, get all your cracks and creaks out. And then you go have a coffee, and you sit down and you really taste the coffee, and you smell the coffee, and you sit down and you have a little space where you can be the hermit in your little space for a little bit there, and just enjoying the moment. It's transformational, I'm not kidding. Like, it sounds like a little thing, but it's transformational. It is kicking you out of unconsciousness, constant stream of thoughts, until it gets too much. So it'll break you out of that. It's not that hard to do, and you can definitely do it. So also teamwork. Like, if you have people on your team, which most people have more people than one in their living situation, which then maybe you can bring them in too. If you're by yourself, that's okay too. Maybe you have a cat or a dog, or that's okay too. And then you can definitely practice these things easier. If you have a lot of people around you, maybe you can pull them in and they can be a part of your regime too. It's going to quiet and calm down everything in your life. So it's well worth the try. And if it doesn't work, then just go back to ding, off to the races and back home at night. You can do that at any time. But I think you're going to prefer it to do the breathing exercise, just a half hour a day. Take a breath. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do in this moment. There's no past. There's only this space, this moment. It's a beautiful, beautiful practice. Loyalty and determination. Loyalty to a cause. So maybe you've had, maybe you started as a, okay, an example. Loyalty to a cause. It will give you recognition, promotions, kind words, whatever. It'll give you upgrade. and lead to, so 10s are like over excessive energy, and it's going to give you a lot of energy, time, wealth, all that good stuff. So loyalty and determination to a cause that you have been had maybe in your life for a long time. Perhaps always it was part of your personality, like when you was little, and you just kept on keeping on. Or maybe in your days when you started a job, like one example, like a bagger in a grocery store. You start out with that, and then you have loyalty to the company, and you have determination in your work. So you show up every day, you do a good job, you do it well, you do the best you can, and you show up day by day. People around you could be like, oh my gosh, this guy is doing such a great job, we're gonna want to promote this person. And so then you get promotions, you get recognition for loyalty and determination and doing your best, whatever it is that you do. It doesn't matter if you do the dishes, it doesn't matter if you're like the head store manager, just do your best. You're gonna have different areas of work to do, just always do your best, and you will get recognition for it. Your loyalty and determination will be noticed, and it will give you what you need financially. It will give you everything that you need in your life and all that good stuff. And so we have then in the grounding, yeah, so roots, trees, nature, breathe, truth is also a tree in there. Grounding and finding your truth. This is definitely about speaking your truth, whatever that looks like for you. And that's your truth. And then with the grounding, maybe you want to go to the beach, go for a walk in the bush, visit a waterfall, favorite place, where you feel peace. And then you can do the hermit thing in there. And this can be a whole new journey for you, where you will balance your life and play and consciousness, unconsciousness. Because we have to function in this world. But if you function in this world conscious, everything that you do is going to be quality work, and everything that you do is going to be recognized, and everything that you do is going to give you more because you do the best you can, whatever it is that you do. And it is definitely a reading about, this is a message about slow down. Just slow down, put your best foot forward, and find your authentic truth. Speak your truth. One of the most difficult things to know is what is true for you and what isn't. Sometimes it takes sincere silence to find your inner voice of truth. But once you find it, let go of anything in your life that isn't authentic. Share your truth with others. Release relationships in which you cannot be yourself or can't be real. Release relationships where you cannot be yourself and you cannot be real. Very important, because these people are going to put you off track and be a distraction all the time. So you got to clear the path so that you can speak your voice, and you will attract in people who support your voice, who wants to hear your voice, who are going to be supportive and all that. They're out there too, but first you have to cut off all the attachments to other people who unfortunately they may mean good, but they're not on the same level. They don't have the right intentions. They don't have the right capacity to help you at this time, to help you with your life. Just walk your path, which is a difficult thing to do for anybody. And so you definitely want to rather have people who support you than to have people who does not. And it's going to help you get your message out there. And with the grounding, setting out on a whole new journey and balancing your life. Balancing the doing with the being. Doing, being. Balancing that. Balancing your time, your finances. You have all these juggling many different things. And you're capable of doing that. And just stay focused and grounding. And don't worry so much about what other people say. They think about the same things. They think about what everybody else is saying about them too, for the most part. So don't worry too much about that. And your own truth, and breathe. And hermit, find that inner, whatever emotions that you carry that you are unaware of will manifest in your life. So it's very important to sit down if you want to improve and enhance the quality of your life. It's very important to just sit down and acknowledge and find those inner emotions so that you can now work around it. Beautiful light in me. It honors respects, and it loves the same beautiful light in you. Until next time, namaste.